we talked about tiers, and I didn't necessarily ask it in this sense, but I'm going to kind of pivot the question. I'll ask it the same way, and then you guys can put each of these guys into tiers. But Deshaun Watson has a big contract. Russell Wilson has a big contract. Russell Wilson's older. Deshaun Watson's younger. Wilson's been a little healthier. Take everything into consideration. Everything. If you had to choose between
contract,
one of those, age, production, everything.
Yeah.
Which quarterback would you rather have moving forward? Let's let Tyvis start. We'll go around the horn.
Go ahead,
here.
Tyvis.
Jermaine.
I know he hates Russell Wilson.
I don't. Will you stop saying
You've
that?
been dogging that guy for years.
I've never dogged him one time.
You said he's not a good quarterback, which is completely unfair.
I agree. That's what it is.
He is a good quarterback. He's always been a good quarterback. You don't want to say he's not elite. I'll be with you there, but to say he's not a good quarterback is completely unfair. Outside of last year, he's been a good quarterback every year of his career.
Wait a minute. What's the question again?
Go ahead.
What's the question?
Watson or Wilson?
Who would you rather have?
With everything taken into consideration, who would you rather have moving forward?
Derek Watson. I like Derek. I don't even know
Derek?
why.
His real first name is Derek?
Were you not here when
You were here
Tyvis
that
asked Deshaun why he goes by Deshaun?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Derek Watson. I just for the simple fact that I think Russell is scarred. I know he's scarred from just some of the mistakes that he's had. And it's the consistency thing is just not. Is his problem with me. I know people can argue that Deshaun Watson hasn't been consistent, but for him, it's just like a known thing that he gonna give you half of a season, and then that's just gonna be it. And I just don't think you can win like that. I think that Deshaun has a higher upside. I also believe Deshaun is more mobile. I do believe leadership-wise that Russell Wilson is a great leader when it comes to a leader of teams and a great locker room guy from that standpoint. But I'm hearing great things about Deshaun Watson as well. Obviously, Deshaun is younger. So I'm going with Deshaun. I'm going with Deshaun. All things taken in consideration, contract, injuries, age, all of that. I think Deshaun Watson's the better deal.
G. Bush.
Man, this is a no-brainer. What you talking about? Picking Russell Wilson? Deshaun Watson. Stop playing around with me, man. It's just not even close. Not even close, bro. I can't. There's too many to count on. Look, Russ had his time. And, he did his thing. A lot of these quarterbacks, you got to be, and that's the thing. There's only a couple quarterbacks that stand alone that you could put out there to be like, all right, win me some games. Russ got to have something around him. You got to have a defense and a run game around him, right? He's not going to go out there and throw for 400 and do all that stuff. So, I don't think Deshaun Watson, like I said, if you waiting for Deshaun Watson as Houston to walk through the door, that's not going to happen. But what you can get from Deshaun Watson today is good enough to win you some games, good enough to get you to the Super Bowl, right? He's more mobile. I like, traditionally his decision-making is better. He's a leader. And at the end of the day, that's the going rate. I think a lot of people don't once again still don't understand. There's no choice in the 230. I think we get caught up in it. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah. In this case, it doesn't matter because Russell Wilson's getting a ton of money too.
When they was giving Sam Bradford all that money, guaranteed.
Oh God, remember that?
I want to, for everybody that got a problem with 230.
Yeah.
When they was giving rookie quarterbacks $150 million, sight unseen, never played it down.
That was crazy.
Never played it. Why was y'all not complaining back then? Why was it? Now we get to the point. At least you see what these guys have done for a whole contract. They got 6 years of track record before they give them the 230 guaranteed or whatever they're getting. So why didn't you have a problem before? I think we just get caught up in the money and we just, oh my God, it's crazy. But look, give me Deshaun Watson, man. He'll be back next year and he's gonna continue to keep pressing away, keep knocking away. I like to call the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns might be the Denver Nuggets of football. Because
what do you mean by that?
They plodded along. They kept adding pieces here or there, plodding along, and then they got Jokic to become Jokic. Jokic won an MVP to start off with. Mm-hmm. He's a guy hanging behind Nurkic. They went and got some guys. They figured out, let's take a chance on Porter, and they got that. So the Browns is still a work in progress. The Browns need another receiver. The Browns could deal with another left tackle. The Browns might even need to go get him another safety or linebacker. But I think the Browns is not a finished product, so to speak. But as they keep building and keep building and keep building and keep building, the defense is so good that I think the defense even kept the window open a little longer so they could add another piece to it. And it all depends. Defenses is like bullpens. It's year to year. They could be great this year. They can have an injury next year and be done. But I do think that the Browns can add some stuff to it where you still can say, wow, okay, the Browns got better over a 3-year period.
All right, I'm going to take Russell Wilson in this situation.
Oh, we wasted all our time on that.
Somebody got to take him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you give your whole answer. I talked to everyone who's on the show, and I'll give you their answers after you go, by the way.
Yeah. Let me tell you why, okay? I look at the most important players on the Browns. Myles Garrett's 28. Amari Cooper's, 30? 29, 30?
Yes, in that range.
Joel Bitonio's 30, 31. A lot of the Browns' key players probably don't have that many great years left, where they're at the peak of their powers, right? We know it based on history. Now, maybe Myles Garrett's going to be a freak and play longer. That wouldn't shock me. But how many good years do Bitonio and Amari Cooper have left? And those are two of your most important players on offense.
Chubb, too.
What's that?
You could put Chubb in that category, too.
And Chubb, the same thing. Okay. Now, Russell Wilson has been very good every year of his career except for last year. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
You disagree, Tyvis?
His last year in Seattle wasn't that crazy either.
I'm not watching him play every day. I know the numbers were really good the last
25 and 6 his last year in Seattle.
25 touchdowns, 6 picks.
Interceptions, yeah.
Outside of last year was a disaster for Wilson, for the Broncos, total disaster. Outside of last year, you know what Russell Wilson doesn't really do? He doesn't turn the ball over. The Browns, you just talked about it. They're not going to win throwing the ball, being crazy. They're going to win by running the ball and playing great defense. Who won a Super Bowl with a team that ran the ball and played great defense? That would be Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has thrown 25 touchdowns in the postseason and 12 picks, 2-to-1 ratio. All right? He has his detractors, and that's fine. I thought he was going off the cliff last year, but clearly he's not. 19 touchdowns, 4 picks this year. He's been better than Watson this year. He's been better than Watson 3 years in a row, essentially, because Watson, even last year.
Hasn't played.
Watson hasn't played. Now, Russell Wilson's older, and that's, in the end, what gives me pause. But I think the Browns' best chance to win a Super Bowl is the next 2 years. And I think for the next 2 years, Russell Wilson would give them a better shot. Do I agree that Deshaun Watson has more upside than Russell Wilson? Of course I do. I think the best we've seen ever of Watson is better than the best we've seen ever of Wilson. You guys just said it. We may not get that again. And I know that outside of 1 year, Russell Wilson has played a lot of years and has been a very steady guy. Look at that touchdown interception ratio. That's excellent.
Deshaun's is
I'm about to say Deshaun's is
Russell
too.
Wilson's is better.
Who played longer?
Well, the ratio, just quick math.
Ratio has nothing to do with it.
It's a 3-to-1 essentially for Wilson, and
It's better than 3-to-1 for Wilson.
Yeah, 3.2 to 2.24, 2.3 mental math.
And this year he's like 5-to-1, isn't he?
19-4 this year.
I mean, he's almost 5-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. I'm looking at this from a Browns perspective. Who gives me a better chance to win a Super Bowl? And I'm including this year. If I have Russell Wilson on the Browns right now, they might be the favorites to win it all.
How many games the Broncos won?
They're 5-5.
5-5? Yeah, 5-5. They won 4 in a row.
With a way worse defense than the Browns have.
I guess we will find out this Sunday.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Well, that's not an apples to apples comparison type. Russell Wilson's got to play against the Browns defense.
Right. See what I'm saying?
You know,
if Russell's if he balling, we're gonna see if you balling because you at home.
Yeah.
Not a lot of quarterbacks have been bowling against the Browns.
You are going against a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but the rookie quarterback's going against the Broncos defense, which is mid,
No, it's not.
It's mid. What are you talking about? No, it's not.
It's
Is
kinda
it mid? I don't know. Where
kinda
do
mid.
they rank?
Mid to low.
They're actually the bottom
Yeah,
of
they're
the
actually
rankings
low.
because the Dolphins game
Dolphins
got it out of
game.
whack. They're mid. If you
That's
look at
crazy.
the analytics, they're kind of mid.
Historically, they for like the past, I don't know, like 6-7 years, they've been pretty darn good.
If you look at
defensively.
a lot of numbers, the analytics and stuff, they're middle of the road.
Living on that legacy.
Again, if you would have asked me this question any other, like for the last few years, I would have, of course, said Watson. But it's now 3 years that he is either mostly missed or mostly not played well. And Russell
I
Wilson's
don't know.
older.
I just for some.
But if I could have Russell Wilson for this year and next year, maybe one more,
I think
I'd rather have it. I hate to say it.
So let me ask y'all. This is how we do it.
That's the second time you referenced this song on the
Yes,
show.
you don't ever get So, all right. Well, with the narrative that he hasn't played well, right?
Who,
Yeah.
Deshaun?
Yeah. So I thought Deshaun played well against the Ravens.
Second half.
Played well against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Played well against the Titans.
Yeah.
That's it.
He didn't really play at all against the Colts. So that's out of here. It was
Pittsburgh game was not
Pittsburgh,
great.
that
and
was
the
not-
and the Bengals game was raining.
Bengals games. So really, I could point to one game this
And
year.
you can't say nothing about the rain because Joe Burrow looked awful. If that's the case.
So the one game he played this year, he looked. The only game this year he looked bad was the Steelers game. Let's go back to last year, right?
He played bad all the games last year. He played. Come
No,
on, Gene,
watch
keep it
it.
real.
Whoa.
You always keep it real. Keep it real.
Washington
Keep it
game.
real.
Washington game. He played very well. He threw 3 touchdown passes that
Hey,
game.
Mikey, why they do this argument? Can you
Yeah.
can you look up his Russell Wilson's fourth quarter game winning drives? I want that.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I got you.
Go ahead.
So he played well with the Washington game. He played horrible against the Texans his first game back. Did not play well against the Steelers, which was the last game of the season. Who else did they play? Didn't really play well against Buffalo.
Who you talking about?
Deshaun
Russell?
Watson.
Oh,
He has
Deshaun.
played 0 great games for the Browns. 0.
Deshaun
Great.
didn't play against Buffalo, though, did he?
No, that was what's it?
Brissett.
That was Brissett, yeah.
But he's played some good games.
He's played a few good games, but not a lot.
See, I mean, but I'm if you gonna say horrible, like
Why? Why? Because he didn't have 300 yards. Is that why it's not great?
What's great? What game did he play great? Tyvis, you guys watch football. You know football
Why
better
was
than anybody.
why was
you know
Tennessee
he hasn't
not
played
good?
great.
why was Tennessee not great?
It was a good game. That was his best game. That was his best game.
Why wasn't it great though?
He could have had 300. He should have had
Hold
300.
on, no. I just want to know why wasn't it a great game?
He didn't blow you away in that game. It's just eye test, man. Come on, you guys know better than me.
What do you?
You know he hasn't played that good. Don't pretend like I'm crazy.
I'm
here.
just saying.
He
I just
hasn't
want to
played
know.
that good.
I just
Let's
want to
be
know
honest.
why was Tennessee not great? I mean, hold on. Let me.
I must be getting a ton of hate in the chat room today.
No, I'm just trying to
Let's
see
keep
what
it
do
real,
you
Tyvis.
what
Come
do
on.
you mean that it wasn't great? I mean,
What were his numbers against
his
Tennessee?
numbers against
I can't
Tennessee.
remember
He
now.
went 27 for 33, 289 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
all right.
That's a good game. That's a great game.
I don't understand
I'll
how
give
that's.
him one.
That was
That's
a
great.
great-
Okay, I'm
That's
about
a
to
great
say
game.
That's
you
all
keep
good.
saying that. I'm like, how's that not
great?
great?
One great game.
Thank you.
All right.
That's all we need to do.
So now we got that great out of the way.
I got you one great game.
But then
I got one Pro Bowl level game.
You got
I
one
was
great.
gonna say, boy, you
but
got a
then,
good night.
But then it's 3 goods in there.
No.
It ain't no 3
I
goods in
don't.
there.
I don't remember that Washington game that well.
The Washington game, real quick. I got the stats right here.
Right.
He was
Yeah.
9 for 18, 169 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I mean, come on.
He threw 3 touchdowns in that
He
game.
threw 3 touchdowns.
Off a 9
9 for 18.
completion.
Come on.
He was
now,
dropping
stop it.
dimes.
Stop
And
it.
Look at that
Thomas, I got-
touchdown.
Stop.
I wouldn't call.
I'm smelling desperation.
That's good.
I'm smelling desperation.
I will not call that a great game.
Hey, I said good.
But 3 touchdowns
I
off
said
of 9
good.
completions is okay.
That's good.
That's like a Tim Tebow game.
Hey, listen. Let me ask y'all this: if you had him on your fantasy team, y'all be jumping
Yeah.
for
Oh, for sure.
3 times. Oh yeah.
Let me just make it clear. I'm not giving up on Deshaun Watson. I still think there's a chance he becomes a very good quarterback again. I'm just saying I want the Browns to have the best chance to win the Super Bowl. Maybe I'm out of my mind.
So for the
but
next-
I think for the next couple of years,
You'd rather have Russell.
I think it's Russell Wilson's the safer play.